Greetings, 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 everyone. Divine day, divine day, divine day, beautiful people. I trust and pray that everybody is feeling magically delicious today. Just magically delicious. Welcome to the mental momentum. I call this wild card Thursdays because you just never know who's going to be presenting on Thursdays, right? So, you guys, I'm super elated. We're going to get this party started off in about 1 minute. Make sure if you brought somebody into the business that you reach out to them personally and you let them know that we're on this call. And if they're not on this call, it's probably because of what we're going to talk about today, right? What we're going to talk about today, right? So we're going to start in 30 seconds. All right, we're going to start in 30 seconds, you guys. 30 seconds. We are now live on Facebook. You can share it to your platform. We are now live on Facebook. We're starting in 10 seconds, you guys. 10 seconds, we are starting. What's going on, Facebook world? Welcome to the Mental Momentum Call, where we as a community tie it back to you guys to make sure that you get your day started off right. Because who doesn't like to get their day started off right? With some momentum. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into it. For anybody that may be new on this call, my name is Isis Love, you guys, and I've been in this space of getting my mind together, consciously knowing that I am, for about 8 years now. And so if anybody knows me, they know that I love to cover and really get deep down into the mind, into the subconscious, because if we don't do that part, if we don't get into that mind, man, it doesn't matter how much money we're going to make, right? It's not going to matter. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into it, you guys. Today I want to speak about, let me just let some more people in. Also, I'm going to make let me see if I can make some of you guys the admin. Let me see, Lakeisha. I'm going to make you a co-host just in case you see somebody I can see. 1 second before we get started, guys. I apologize. All right, Miss Tracy, I'm going to make you co-host too, just in case I don't see anything. So, guys, today we're going to talk about domestication, right? Living in a world that we really live in a world where we're domesticated. So we're going to talk about domestication and how to break up our mind matrix, right? How to live out of the mind matrix. Now, this was inspired by the book, The Four Agreements, which everybody should already have that book. You can get it on audio book with Amazon. You can go online and listen to each agreement, but you guys, you need to be listening to this book. So let's dive into it, right? So, we think that we dream just when we sleep, but in all actuality, you guys, we dream every day, all day. We're always dreaming, right? We're always dreaming. And right now, and I got my little notes, so I got to position this somehow. And right now, we live in a dream called society's dream, right? And so what society's dream has trained us, it has trained us on how to live according by certain rules, right? To live according by certain religions, certain laws, right? So, different cultures, different holidays, and things like that. So, in all actuality, you guys, since birth, we really wasn't given a choice to actually really be able to think for ourselves, right? From birth, we've already been programmed with a set of programs, right? To have us thinking and living like a human, right? So as soon as a child is born, we're automatically put into society's dreams, right? And we kind of already talked about that. And that happens through repetition. This is bad. This is good. Don't do this. We do it like this. These are your morals. So over and over and over, we've been taught certain beliefs, right? We've been taught what is bad. We've been taught what is good, what is right, what is wrong. You should behave like this. You shouldn't behave like this. Little girls should do this. Little boys shouldn't do this. All of this programming over and over and over repetitiously has put us in a position to be how we are today, right? And I'm going to keep going. So from school, church, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, everyone has told you how you should live at a young age. Now we know at a young age, the mind is like a sponge. It picks up on everything and believes everything that is told, especially at a young age, you guys, right? So what happens now, hindsight as an adult, is that we're really just full of programs. We're not, some of us are not even really being our true self. We're just running off of the beliefs and the morals and different things that our parents and our environment has installed in us, right? So when we put our attention, so when we were little and we put our attention into the, we had to sit in class all day, we had to put our attention to the teacher, right? Or, we had to put our attention, when we at church, we had to put our attention to the pastor. So what happens is there's no attention on us when we're little, right? Have you ever seen kids, or do you have kids and they're like, look at me, mom, look at me, dad, look what I can do. Look at me. Do you guys have kids that do that? Right? Or have you been around kids? I don't have kids, but I sure do see them. Look at me, look what I can do. I was at the pool yesterday and this little girl kept trying to get her aunt's attention. Look. And she was just doing something in the water, but she wanted everybody to see her, right? And so what happens is that starts to carry on to our adulthood. Because if you don't get attention when you're smaller, once you get bigger, you're craving that attention. And you could tell it. You could tell in adults right now who really didn't get much attention when they were smaller, because it shows in their adulthood, right? And then that starts to carry into competition, feeling like you got to compete with everybody, right? And that competition comes from needing like you need the award, right? Because you got rewarded when you were smaller doing things. So we may not realize it or not, but man, what we have been told and how we've been programmed since birth is affecting us now. And so this is why I highly recommend that you get your mind together ASAP. Because if you don't, then guess what? You're going to be programming your children with the same domestication. See, our parents domesticated us just like animals are domesticated. You got to really think about that. We are domesticated just like animals. Some of us right now are domesticating our children like animals. We train children like animals, right? So we are taught language. You didn't even get the choice to pick what language you want. As soon as you popped out, oh, you're speaking Chinese. Oh, you're speaking Mandarin. Oh, you're speaking German. Oh, you're speaking English. Automatically from birth, we were programmed with language. We were taught what religion we should be in. Oh, all of us is Muslim, you need to be Muslim. All of us is Jews, you need to be Jewish. All of us is Christian, you need to be Christian. You don't even have an opportunity, the freedom to be what you want to be and who you should be, because you're already programmed to be a Christian, to be a Muslim, without no choice, and let you try to be something different. Then you're judged, then you're looked down on, right? Our parents, our teachers, our churches, when we're small, tell us what morals we should have. You don't even have a chance to even come up with your own morals because somebody else is telling you, right? You didn't even get to choose your name. Shout out to Success Money that chose her name, right? She had a different name when she was born, but she changed her name. My name is not really Isis Love. Some of you guys may think that, but I'm about to get that actually changed on papers. I don't have to keep the name that my mama gave me. I love you, Mom. I love the name, but I don't have to do it. This is my life. This is your life. You have to start taking control over it and letting these programs, all they are is paradigms, programs, boxes, mind matrix that we have been taught. Now we believe it, right? So if you agree that something is real, it's real. If you don't agree that it's not real, it's not real. We all agree that the sky is blue, but is it really blue? Or is it because we've been so programmed as humans to think a certain thing that now we're like, yeah, the sky is blue. But what if it's really not? Right? Whatever you believe in becomes true in your reality. For example, now this is going to tickle a lot of people's booty hole, but it's okay. I personally don't agree with the coronavirus. That's not in my reality. It's not in mine. And don't get mad because it's not in my reality. It may exist in yours because you agreed to believe it, and that's cool. But don't be getting mad with somebody because they don't want to put that into your belief. See, what happens is people will protect the matrix. Ooh, baby, don't you start talking bad about the matrix. People will come out the woodworks to protect the matrix. Some girl was like, oh, Isis, I want you to go ahead and put your mask on, baby. There's a lot of people out here, and I want you to be safe. I said, oh, Lord, here she go, trying to spew her fear onto my life. I said, look, goddess, I understand where you're coming from. I said, but I'm going to tell you something. That don't exist in my reality. I get it. People are getting sick. People, stuff is happening. But in my world that I live in, Isis world, it doesn't exist. So I told her all of that, and then guess what she said? I know, baby, I get you, but I want you to keep your mask on. I was like, man, this lady is just, phew. I didn't even argue with her. I said, okay, cool. Look, that's your reality. That's not mine. And that's what you want to agree on. Hey, have it at it, right? So whatever you agree to, it's true. If you agree to it, then it's true. If you don't agree to it, then it's not true. I don't agree to a lot of stuff. And that's why a lot of stuff doesn't exist in my reality. We all live in different realities, right? And we share our realities with other people when we meet them, but we all live in different realities, right? I don't live in the same reality as most people live in, right? And you don't either, right? We all live in different realities. So the outside world, AKA the Matrix, man, I really highly recommend y'all go back and watch The Matrix. That's not a movie. It's a documentary of the world. Right? So the outside world teaches us, I already said this, but teaches you a woman needs to do this. A woman needs to stay at home. She needs to provide. She needs to cook. She needs to clean. She don't need to work. She need to be doing all of this stuff. A man needs to go to work and do all the things. All of these roles are made up. They're made up by somebody else. But guess what we do? We just follow them. We just go with the flow. Do you know there's a holiday every month? Every month, just like a hamster wheel, we have the same holidays always. Some of y'all don't even know what the holidays stand for, but because you've been automatically programmed in the matrix from birth, you just do the holidays just because everybody else do it. Me personally, I don't celebrate holidays. I don't care if I grew up home that does Thanksgiving and Christmas and all these other things. Okay, cool. If that's what you want to do, you do that. I don't do that. Because a lot of times we do it because we just programmed. People don't even know the true history of Thanksgiving. You should be giving thanks every day, right? So I'm not saying it's wrong that you do it. Don't get it twisted. Like, oh, don't take it personally now. Remember, this is the 4 agreements. All I'm just saying is that these are programs, y'all. Soon as the baby is born, what happens? Oh, we celebrate Christmas on the 25th, and we do this and we do that. Programs. Program after program. We train our children just like we train animals. For real. Through punishment and rewards. All day long. Punishing and rewarding. Tommy, if you eat your vegetables, you can get some ice cream after. Melissa, if you clean your room, guess what? We're going to go to McDonald's. Tommy, if you get good grades, guess what? we're gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese. Punish and reward. Tommy, you didn't get good grades. No more Xbox. Melissa, you didn't clean your room. No Chuck E. Cheese. All day long. Punishment and reward. Punishment and reward. Just like animals. Just like animals. You treat your kids like animals. If you don't do what mommy tells you, you're a bad little boy. If you do what mommy tells you, you're a good boy. Listen to this. Listen to it. Think about what we're saying. Think about how we are programming these children. Y'all keep going back and forth with having kids. Like, I really want them because I know I got to pass this legacy. But man, I got to make sure my mind is right. It's not going to be 100% right. I've been working on it for 8 years. But I want you to know, I want to make sure it's at least 75%. So I can train my children up the right way to have a strong mental, right? So what happens when we are adult? When we are adult, we go back to seeking that reward. Because remember, it's programmed since birth. It's been programming. You might not even consciously be aware. But when we get adults, we start to seek intention to get rewards, right? We start to do what other people tell us to do just so that we can get the reward because we don't want to be punished. We're scared to be punished because we remember, consciously or not, damn, I remember when my mom or my dad used to, if I ain't do that, then I got punished. So I got to make sure I do all of this because I don't want to be punished and I want to get the reward. And a lot of times it happens in this business. And I want everybody to know, I don't want nobody to do nothing for me. Don't do it for me. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for me. Do it for yourself. A lot of times people are like, man, I don't want to let you down. I mean, I get it. Like, I get it that, you know, you want to be the best because I'm pouring so much into you, but don't do it for me. Do it for yourself. Don't do it looking for a reward, because this is what happens when you seek attention to get that reward because it's been given to you for birth. The result is you start to act like someone that you're not. You start to act like somebody that you are not. You start to put yourself in a position to act like something else so that you can please other people just so that you can get the reward. Just so you can be a good boy, a good girl, right? Because you're scared that you're gonna get punished. Don't act like something else. Be yourself, because this is what happens. And I'm talking to the people that want to build the business real quick. People come in, they don't want to build a business. Then they see everybody else doing it. Then they want to build the business. Then as soon as pressure is applied, then it's, all they do is talk about building. I don't even want to build the business. Then you start being somebody that you're not because you feel like you got to build the business just because everybody else is doing. And what happens is at the end of the day, you end up stop doing it because you was only doing it in the first place because you was trying to please somebody else. And then you start getting mad at everybody else. All they do is just talk about building the business. All they do is talk about bringing customers in the business. I used to want to know how to do it, but because I failed, now I want to look at it as a bad thing. Right? That's crazy, right? So look, we become a copy of society. We become our mommy's beliefs. We become our daddy's beliefs. We become the church's beliefs, right? All of this stuff is programs, control, domination. Think for yourself. To be honest, y'all, I'm one of those people, like, I'm a wild card. Right? I kind of follow my own rules and my own jurisdictions. Now, of course, I ain't gonna be out there robbing no banks, killing, stealing, and doing unethical things like that, which in essence, what really is unethical, right? But I always was a person that thought outside the box. Even as a child, I always questioned stuff. Why you want me to do this though? Like, it just didn't make no sense to me. Even as a young child, I would see the programming in the matrix, right? And it kind of made me as an outcast. And now kind of still I am an outcast. When I'm around people, it's hard to relate sometimes. So let me change that word. When I'm out, I'm finding more and more people to relate to because it's sometimes not a lot of people out there to relate to. See how I had to catch myself on the words that I was about to speak? That's how sharp you got to be. You got to be that sharp on your mind when you say, what you was about to say? Right? So, and it's hard because most people live in the matrix. It's hard to keep hard to have it's sometimes hard to have a conversation with somebody in the matrix because they only think one way. Here you are thinking out the box, talking about other stuff, and they just in the box, right? So what happens is we lose our true self. We lose our true self. A lot of us don't even know who we are because we put it on for our lovers. We put it on for our family. Put on for yourself, right? We become domesticated on auto. Since it's been done so much as a child, nobody even really has to do it anymore. You just automatically start to become, you're already domesticated. We start to punish and reward ourselves based off our progress and our beliefs. Oh, I didn't do that today. I'm punishing myself. Oh, I did this today. I'm rewarding myself. Oh my gosh, I didn't do that. I'm punishing myself. Every day as adults, we punish and reward ourselves. Punish and reward ourselves. Punish and reward ourselves. Because guess what? We got it from our childhood, right? And then guess what happens? Guess what happens? We start to think about that one thing over and over and over. Then we start to judge it. Then we start to go down the down spiral. Nobody else on this planet, after doing one thing, so basically humans, when we do one thing, we could have did something 5 years ago and you still thinking about it today. Damn, I did that 5 years ago and you still harping over it. Some of you guys are harping over stuff that happened in your childhood. You just won't let it go. And that's why you're struggling now as an adult because you're not letting go of those programs or those regrets. Still holding grudges. Or check this out. Maybe you even do it to your children or your spouse. Your child does one thing, your spouse does one thing, and you bringing it back up. Yeah, but remember when such and such and such and such, you just bring it right back up, right? So these agreements rule your world. Your world is ruled based off the agreements that you set out, right? Then we start to judge everything. Let me tell y'all, when I was a quote unquote vegan, which I don't even go by that title because that doesn't even make any sense anyway. What is a vegan? Like, really think about that. See, we don't even think. I want to eat some vegan food. What is vegan food? What is that? Fruits and vegetables? You want to eat something that's not meat? It doesn't even make sense. It don't even make sense, but we don't think, oh, everybody's going vegan. I'm going vegan. Yeah, I'm going to do vegan. What is that? What really is that? So when I lived in that society of vegan, a label, I started to judge everybody. Oh, she ain't vegan. Can't get with her. That's not a vegan belt. I can't wear that. Oh my gosh, is that tattoo ink vegan? Oh, I can't do that. Started to judge everything. She eat meat. She nasty. Just judge based off of the agreements and the morals that we set out for ourselves. I'll leave you guys with this one. We have to start punishing ourselves for our mistakes. Instead of punishing ourselves for the mistakes, let's look at those quote unquote mistakes as just lessons. Just lessons to learn from to be the best version of ourselves. So ladies and gentlemen, y'all know when I get on here, I get long-winded because I got a lot to say. We got about 5 to 7 minutes. I just want to hear some feedback. How do you guys feel? Have you ever thought about some of these concepts? Have you ever thought about this? Has any of this ever crossed your mind? The floor
is...
Isis,
this Tracy, I'm just listening to what you're saying and brought me back to college. And you're right. it brought me back to my college days, because I know I'm about to step on somebody's toes when I say this. However, when I was in college, world religion is what I took up. And I remember my professor saying to everybody in the classroom, who in this room is a Christian? And I raised my hand, and he said, I'm about to blow your mind with this Christianity. So y'all better get ready. When we stepped into that time of reading what Christianity was about, it changed my perspective, because the belief system that you are taught about Christianity was totally different when I entered in college and took up world religion. And it made me walk a different path. It made me have a different set of beliefs. It made me not have that pressure of society of Christianity on my back. So when I began to step into understanding what the realm of Christianity was about, and it wasn't because of word hearsay and word, it was because of what you read and you understand, then I began to understand to have a better walk and a better talk and a better way of thinking. So that is true. If you don't learn to do the research for yourself, you will go on anybody else's beliefs, and you will begin to have people thinking and telling you what to do and how you should do stuff. And that book, Four Agreements, I've read that book, oh my God, about 8-9 years ago. So when you bring it back to surface again, everything in that book is absolutely true. You got to have your own way of life. You got to think for yourself. And what I'm glad about is my mom never instilled on us about having a religion. She said, you choose your own. So that I was grateful for. I was grateful for that. But one thing she did tell us is whatever you decide to do, don't take it off somebody else's advice. Find out for the research for yourself. Then that way you have did it, you know what you're doing, and you know what you're getting into. So for me, I've been one of those type of people where just because this is what you say doesn't mean I have to do it. You know, and I do understand when you talk about that, because I get people all the time asking me, well, why you don't do this? Because that's my choice. Well, how come you don't want to do that? Because that's my choice. So now I answer them every time they ask me this question. Well, how come you don't want to do this? Because your fucking way is stupid. And that's just what I said. Because did you do any research? No. Then shut the fuck up. Because that's just how I feel. I'm living my life according to the way that I designed it. And the one thing God says every day, it is not their life, it's yours. Live it the way that you want to live it, because when you leave this world, it's your mark. So that book is good. So I'm going to read it again, but that book is on point. That book is, how can I say it from the perspective, it's hellified good. That's how I'm going to say it.
I love it. I love it. Y'all drop some 11 in the chat bar for Miss Tracy with the hot fire, bonfire. Anybody else want to share?
Hey, Isis. Can you hear me?
Hey, Chris. Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. I think you kind of missed your calling as a voiceover actor. I've been noticing, because I've been watching my 3-year-old nephew, in the way they program his mind to doing things, learning Spanish and other things. But what you say is absolutely true. And now that I really think about it, I was the type of person that always wanted to break free. They always told me, go to college, you can't do this. You can't run away from home, stuff like that. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Thank you. Y'all drop some 22s in there from Chris for his feedback. Thank you so much, Chris. Anyone else?
Hey, this is Lakeisha. Hello? Who is that?
Go ahead. That was me. Hey, sis.
Hey, boo, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, so what I was going to say was, I can be transparent and say, I grew up in the Matrix, because I had a parent who literally was always in a box. And then once I got older, especially around the high school, when I started seeing things differently and not actually following, quote unquote, her plan, then things got really, really rocky with the relationships of my parents. And, no fault to her, because, they only taught what they were taught. And so when you get into a situation, or when you get into a point where you're starting to see yourself differently, or wanting to really go after the things that you truly desire and the things that you know that you deserve, and people don't see it the same way, it doesn't matter who it is, then yes, you start to have those issues. The Four Agreements, I have read it and listened to it and over and over and over. I have it written on the wall back here. I don't know if y'all even seen it, but it is behind me. But I agree 1000% about what you're saying. And I mean, what's for you is for you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, regardless of who feels however they feel about life and what they're doing, everybody got an opinion. Real talk. You got an opinion, I got an opinion, it don't matter. Like you said, it's about what someone agree with. So something that you may do, the next person may not do. And everybody have to learn to be okay with that and quote unquote, don't take it personal. So yeah, that's just that's life. That is definitely life.
Yeah.
Let's go. Drop some zeros in the chat bar for Lakeisha. 0, 0. We don't never do zero. Let's do some zeros. All right, Lanita.
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback off of both of y'all and what all of y'all are saying, especially about that program. And I just finished a health coaching and life coaching course that taught us a lot about programming. And that was the exact word that they used, programming. And all of us are such huge victims of being programmed. And literally about 3 years ago, I mean, I'm like you, Isis. I always had questions. I remember being as young as 11 years old, asking my parents or even asking myself about religion. If we have this one God, why is there so many different religions? And why this, why that? At such an early age. So I've never been religious, but I have always been spiritual. And I try to instill that in my kids. I do have kids, and I am guilty of one of those who will do this and you'll get this. If you don't do that, I'm gonna punish you. And I try to be so aware to not do that to them. And even more now, because I did just lose one of my kids about 5.5 months ago. But even a few years before she passed away, I got together with my family and said, look, Christmas, Thanksgiving, we're not celebrating none of that no more. We will do it our way. You know what I mean? And it is really hard trying not to continue with the programming. Is really, really hard. But I have to thank you for this call, and I have to thank my sister Keisha for making me get on this call this morning, because I think I needed to hear this, because right now I'm falling back into that hole because we had to move in with my in-laws, well, my sister-in-law and her family. And I find myself again being so upset and so frustrated with myself and everybody around me, because I'm back to programming my kids and myself to please they asses. And for what? You know what I mean? For what? So that's all I had to say. But yeah, I needed this call. Thank you. Thank you, Keisha. I love you. Boom.
Yeah.
Love you more. I got you.
Let's drop some 55s in there for Miss Lanita, because 5 is a sign of change. And we're changing things, right? We're changing things. Anybody else? I got room for about 2 more. I know we're a little over. Y'all know I get long-winded. Anybody else want to share?
Oh, I just wanted to add, I changing my name as well. So my original name is not Christopher. So
Oh, okay.
So I'm a little bit of a rebel. So
Okay, let's get it. And see, that's what G12 is about, though. We already rebels in general. So
Rebel
it's no
on.
coincidence that we got rebels up in here, right? Right? All right, you guys, one more person. Because I'm in this trade, y'all, and it ain't looking pretty. I got to focus.
Hi, Isis.
Hey.
Hi, thank you so much for that. Like Lakeisha said, we can't really put much blame on our upbringing, because people can only raise you in ways that they know how, and they know best how. So even like the Bible says that do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. So just as you're speaking now, you're transformed by the renewal of your mind and how you see things as afresh. So all we can do now is take the new information that we have and basically apply it. So like even me homeschooling my children, a lot of people are not in agreement with it because there's a set way of doing things, you know, society does, you go to the traditional way of doing things. So for me doing it, it's like a foreign thing because it's not it's in my family, it's not been done before. So I just had to like shut the world out and just do it and just do anything that I decide I'm gonna do. I'll take your advice, but I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'll be polite and be like, yeah, thank you for your advice, but you know, and just carry on and do it. So thank you for this message. It was so relevant. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Y'all dropped some 88s for the birthday girl. That sounded like that was the birthday girl. Y'all dropped some 88s for the birthday girl. All right, she put her Cash App in there, so let's show her some love. All right, you guys, I'm gonna have to get ready to get out of here, but check this out. Make sure that you're on these calls. If you're feeling like you're moving back to your old life and different things like that, that's why you gotta get on the calls, y'all. You have to get on the calls. If you don't get on the calls, guess what? The matrix is gonna suck you right back in. The paradigm's gonna suck you right back in. This is, I don't say join the calls just to be like a asshole, right? I say it because I know how people can get sucked back up into this world, right? So today, real quick before we go, you guys, today is Thursday. We don't have the building call anymore on Thursdays. The building call is Tuesdays at 7 and with Yasika Wednesday at 4 Eastern. Tonight, we are making money. I need all 16 of you right here on this call right now. I need the same 16 people and some tonight at 11 o'clock so we can make some money. You guys, the money is not going to just magically pop up into your MetaTrader 4 and your Pocket Options account. You got to show up to these calls. So make sure you're on this call tonight at 11 o'clock, right, with Mr. Chris, right? So we can get to the bag with Maddie Pips. Last thing, tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. on this same link. Invite friends, invite family. You can invite friends and family to a momentum call, right? 10:30 a.m. Eastern, right? Tomorrow we got Dominique. And y'all know Dominique come with the Mindful Fridays, right? Mindfulness Fridays. So look, I love you guys. Let's continue to crush our goals. If you feeling low, feeling sad, communicate, talk with us. Let us uplift you. Let us empower you. Let us encourage you. But before we get off of this, let's do some affirmations. Y'all get off the, come off mute real quick. Come off mute if you can. We're about to do some affirmations to end it. Real quick. Okay. I am so happy and grateful now.
I am so happy and grateful now.
I don't let people.
I don't let people.
Environment or naysayers stop my shine.
Or naysayers stop my shine.
I am so happy and grateful now.
I am so happy and grateful
now.
That I think for myself.
That I think for myself.
I am so happy and grateful now.
I am so happy and grateful now.
That I am breaking the domestication of the belief system I've been programmed with.
I'm breaking the domestication of
What you said.
I'm breaking all chains. How about that?
All right. And last but not least, I am so happy and grateful now.
I am so happy and grateful now.
That I am a 7-figure trader.
That I'm a 7-figure trader in the future.
I am so happy and grateful that I'm
by the end of 2021.
By the end of 2021.
Go, baby. Let's go. All right, family. It's done, and so it shall be. Abracadabra. Amen. Ashe. Peace out, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Love y'all.